guys, welcome back to another tips video. This is our round 4 tips for 2026. Let's get kicking for the Easter round. First up, Brisbane and Collingwood. The Lions cracked late atop of the Saints in a spicy showdown. Berry 31 disposals, Ashcroft 31 disposals, that's Will. And Collingwood on the other hand, they defeated the Giants. Membry 4 goals, Ned Long 10 tackles, and Nick Dacos 140 fantasy. And that was Collingwood's win over Giants for the first time since the 23 prelim. So, anyways, who shall I tip with? Collingwood's usually good against Brisbane on the Easter matchups. You know, 2024, 2025, they played well. But overall, maybe Collingwood will get the job done for this first game by 13 points to get revenge from the preliminary final last year. Anyways, moving on. North and Carlton. North have defeated Essendon for the first time since May 2016 by defeating Essendon. Zane Dursma 3 goals, Colby McKercher 35 disposals. Carlton, on the other hand, I said this last year in one of these tips videos, but Floss might actually be sacked. I'm saying this time. But yeah. They were up by 43 points against the D's and they choked. Blues were dominating most of the game. It's McGovern who scored. Jagger Smith scored his first goal. Yeah. Last time they played each other was round 15 of last year, and that's when North won it. Yeah. I don't think Carlton are going to do it. They're already sitting in the bottom 3, but maybe this time North Melbourne are going to beat Carlton by 4 points, I'd say. And now, the other game is the Crows and the Dockers. Dockers completely smashed Richmond. Tracy scored 4 goals again, just like against Melbourne. Bolton 33 disposals and 124 fantasy for Caleb Sarong. And the Crows, they came close. Zach Taylor scored 3 goals anyways, but last time they played each other was back in round 7 on Anzac Day, but yeah. Crows have not beaten Dockers since 2023, but Crows are sitting in 12, so yeah. Anyways, Freo by 23 points, I'd say. Yep. Now to the Super Saturday games is Richmond and Port Adelaide. Richmond scored 6 goals, 7 against Fremantle, and yeah, most of these matchups are all poor. Anyways, last week against Fremantle, Tim Taranto had 10 tackles, and Port Adelaide came close as they lost to West Coast by 2 points. Yeah, Zach Butters had 30 disposals and 109 fantasy for Kane Farrell. And yeah, anyways, I reckon Port should win this to make it 2-2. So yeah, Port by 35 points. And now the Eagles and the Swans last played each other in round 24. Swans were beaten by Hawthorn, and Eagles won a game at the Adelaide Oval for the first time since round 18, 2021. Jake Waterman 4 goals and Jack Graham 9 tackles. But I reckon Sydney should win this. So yeah, Sydney by maybe 26 points. Yeah. It's all the Saturday games. Now let's do the Sunday ticket. So Melbourne and Gold Coast. Melbourne came back from 43 points down against Carlton early in the second quarter to come back and win by 23 points. All thanks to Bailey Fritsch, who has scored 4 goals. Piggott 33 disposals, Jack Steele 16 tackles and 141 fantasy for Max Gawn. And yeah, Gold Coast, they did defeat Richmond. I know, King kicked 7 goals almost 2 weeks ago, and Bodie Ireland, Zeke's brother, 133 AFL Fantasy. Suns have been better against Melbourne since 2025, and yeah, I reckon it's only 3 in a row. I mean, it doesn't matter if we're 8th, not beating Gold Coast, so Gold Coast by, I have to say this, but it's 38 points. And now the Dogs and the Bombers. Well, Bombers are now 0-3. They've not beat the Dogs since 2024, and yeah, they lost by 11 points to North. Although Merritt had 9 tackles, and yeah, all these results pretty good for the Dogs, and yeah, Dogs only just defeated Adelaide, and Fraser scored 3, Bond had 30 disposals and 9 tackles for Libba. And even 3 goals for Oscar Baker. Wow. Anyways, should be an easy win for Bulldogs. So, Bulldogs by maybe 19 points, I'd say. Yes, to make them 4-0 start. Alright, anyways, last game, Hawks and Cats. Hawks are 5th, Cats 10th, both for 2-1. Hawthorn's lost their last 5 against Geelong, their last matchup being the prelim final last year. Hawthorn defeated Sydney, Newcombe had 31 disposals, Gunston had 4, and yeah, that's what he had. And yeah, Geelong came up with a close win by 8 points to extend the streak at the Cattery. Martin had 3, Bailey Smith had 40 disposals and 10 tackles. Anyways, Geelong has a better record than Hawthorn, so maybe Geelong by 9 points. And the buys this week are the Giants and the Saints. These are our tips. Make sure to join my tips.com. There will be a link in the description down below if you want to join. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more AFL tips videos.